You're looking a little more awake now. How are you feeling? Oh, no. It's perfectly okay. It's very normal for people to fall asleep for a little while after a donation, especially when you're just getting started. But hey, you made it through your first donation at the Blood Cafe. Congratulations. How are you feeling now? A little tired, maybe a little dizzy still. Okay, that's perfectly normal. I mean, just like when you donate blood at a hospital or a blood drive or something like that, you're supposed to, stick around for a little while. They might give you some juice or crackers or cookies or something like that. We like to make sure that you're okay before you head out too. In fact, generally, after a donation, you'll have a little bit of time to just sort of rest on your own, and then someone like me will come in and just sort of give you a little bit of a checkup just to make sure that everything is okay. And then we can get you some food too. We have a full kitchen here that serves meals any time of the day or night, and that's all complimentary too, part of being a donor. So yeah, it's a nice little perk. I started donating here when I was going through med school, and I'm pretty sure that the meals that I got here were probably the best food that I had the whole time I was in school. So, I don't have to give you a medical exam if you don't want to. We're pretty big on consent here, so it's totally up to you. But I am a doctor, and so if you wanted just to have a quick little medical checkup, it won't be anything too serious. Mostly just taking your vitals and checking a few reflexes, your senses, things like that, just to make sure that everything is okay. I'd be happy to do that for you. Yeah. Okay. Great. Let me just let me get my clipboard from over here. Okay. Let's see. All right, could you just confirm your name for me, please? Okay, and your date of birth? All right, and your blood type? Okay, great. And what was the vampire that you were seeing today? Interesting. I've never had her before. Oh, well, that would explain it then, wouldn't it? Okay. Oh, you know what? Before we get started, let me hand you this. This is the menu of what the kitchen has to offer, okay? There's some snacks on there, but there's also full meals as well. And there's some vegan options and some gluten-free keto as well. So really anything that you're looking for, you'll probably find it there. And it is pretty good food. So you can go ahead and look that over while we do this, and then I'll take your order and bring it to the kitchen, okay? Okay, great. Well then, if you are ready, let's get started with your checkup, okay? Okay. Put that down for now. There we go. On a pair of gloves really quickly. All right, let's get started. I'm going to start out just taking a few of your vitals, okay? Just to make sure everything's all right. So let's start out with getting your temperature. Okay, open your mouth, please. Nice. So go just right under your tongue. There we are. Give that just a moment there. And while we're waiting for that, let's get your blood pressure, okay? It's very important, obviously, seeing as what you've just been through. Not been through, but you've gotten to experience. All right. Does that feel nice and secure? Good. All right. Try to just hold nice and still for me, okay? Okay, great. It's a little on the lowish side. Not, it's still well within standard, but it's normal for it to be a little bit low after a donation. All right, let's check that temperature too. Okay, looks good. Take that off here. All right. Just write those down really quickly. All right. Let's just grab a pulse really quickly too, okay? Can I have your wrist, please? All right, thank you. Okay, great. Now, besides just, maybe a little dizzy, a little tired, have you been feeling any other sort of adverse effects from the donation? Okay, good. It's very, very, very rare that there are any sort of complications. Of course, here at the Blood Cafe, we take every precaution to take care of both you, the donor, and the vampires who come in as the patrons. But nothing in the world is ever 100% safe, obviously, so we do just like to make sure. If you do have any sort of adverse effects in the next 24 hours or so, please be sure to give us a call and we'll have you in and take a look at you. Please don't go see your normal doctor, though. Let us know first and we'll take a look at you. I am actually a certified doctor, just so you know. So anything that goes wrong, I should be perfectly capable of taking care of it. All right, I'm just going to give a quick listen to your lungs and your heart, okay? So you could just hold still for me. There we are. Give me a deep breath in. Good. And again. Good. And then I'm going to come around your back here, if that's all right. All right, another deep breath in, please. Good. Other side over here. Okay, great. And now if you could just breathe normally for me. Okay, sounds good. All right, nice and strong. Doesn't sound like there's anything wrong with heart or lungs at all. All right. All right, now I'm just going to do just a few quick tests on your eyes. This is mostly just to test reflexes, making sure that you're not too overly lethargic before you head out today, okay? So I'm going to start out just by getting a good look at your eyes. I'm going to shine a little light in them if that's okay. Okay, so if you could just look up for me, please. Just look up. Okay. All right. Now look down for me, please. Look down, look down. Okay. All right. Look over here to this side, please. Okay. Look over here, please. All right. Yeah, I don't see any issues with that. Okay, now if you could just just look right at my nose, please. I'm going to shine this just sort of into the corners of your vision. You don't have to do anything. I'm just taking a quick look at how your pupils are reacting, okay? So just focus right on my nose, please. Okay. Good, good, good. Pupils are reacting nicely. Quite nicely, actually. Looks like you're actually recovering very quickly. Especially for a first time. That's great. This was your first donation, right? That's what I thought. Usually it takes people a little bit of time just to sort of get used to it. I guess it depends on the vampire that you have too. But you look like you are actually in really great shape. Okay, now for this test I'm just going to hold my hand sort of in front of your face. You just look straight ahead, okay? You don't have to try to focus on anything. This is just a test to see that your pupils are responding correctly. You see, your pupils actually are linked. So what one does, the other should do too. So even if you're only shining a light in one side, the other pupil should contract as well. And if there's a dissonance there, then that could mean that there's some sort of cognitive problems or cranial nerve problems, but looks like your eyes are doing just fine. All right. No problems there. All right, great. Now, just really quickly, I'd like you to do a little bit of follow the light with me, okay? So you just try not to move your head or your neck. Just follow the light with your eyes. Good. Good. All right, good. Can I go just a little bit faster now? Just do the best you can. Try to keep up with the light. Nice job. Okay. Now, for this next part, just look right at my nose again. I'm going to bring the light into your field of vision, and you tell me when you can see it, okay? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. 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 All right, excellent. Don't think there's anything wrong with your eyes or your pupils focusing or anything like that, so excellent. All right, now I'm going to do just a few little tests with color, okay? I've got a light here. It's a little bit bright, but this lights up in different colors. So I'm just going to light it up and then ask you what color you see. Very easy. All right, what color is that glowing? What color would you say that is? Very good. What color would you say it is now? Okay. No? All right. No? Okay. About now. Yeah. All right. And now? Good, 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 good. Now we're going to turn it on just so it sort of fades between the lights a little bit there. I want you to pick one of these lights, just one of the little circles here. There's 4 in the center and then 6 on the outside, so just pick one. And I want you to follow it as I move it around, okay? Did you pick your light? Okay, good. Just do your best to follow that specific little point of light. It might leave your vision just a little bit. Just do the best you can there. Good. Good, 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 good. All right. I think your eyes are just fine. Turn that off. Okay, good. All right. Now I do just want to do just a really quick look in your ears, just to make sure that nothing is wrong there, and then we'll do just a quick sound test too, okay? Is that all right with you? Okay, great. I'm just gonna come over here a little bit and just shine my light into your ear. Is it all right if I press on your ear, just around the outsides a little bit? Okay. Does that hurt at all? Any sort of uncomfortable pressure? Okay, good. How about now? Okay, great. I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side over here, okay? Just take a quick peek in here. I'm gonna press on the outside of your ear here. Any discomfort? Any pain when I do that? Okay, good. Good, good. Sounds good. Let's just do really quickly. Got a tuning fork here, so I'm just going to hit this, hold it to the side, and you tell me when you can't hear it anymore, okay? All right. All right. Excellent hearing. Let's try the other side, shall we? Good. Good. I think your hearing is working just fine then, too. All right. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I'd just like to take a quick look inside your mouth, too. If you could just open your mouth and say, ah, for me. Thank you. Just want to make sure. No abnormalities. Anything in there? Okay. Yeah, that's looking just fine. All right. Now, if it's all right with you, I'm just going to take my hands and just sort of feel around your face a little bit, bone structure, things like that, down your neck too. And just make sure that there's nothing that hurts or is any sort of uncomfortable pressure. Now, for your donation today, did you have a bite or was it an incision or a blood draw? You were bitten, okay. Where was that? On your neck? Okay, which side was it? Both sides? For your first time? Really? Okay. Well, no, that's perfectly fine. That is between you and your vampire. But I mean, as long as you seemed like you were able to handle it, okay. That's great. Okay, so when I'm feeling around, I'll be sure that I'm careful of your bite marks, so I'm not pressing on those, okay? Okay. I'm just gonna come around here, feel around your cheekbones here. Any pressure there? Any discomfort or pain? Okay, good. Down here, sort of along your nose. Is that uncomfortable or painful at all? Okay, good. Up here, your brow bone. Anything there causing any sort of... No? Okay, good. I feel over here by your temples too, if that's alright. Just gently. Okay. Down by your jawline. You let me know if anything is causing discomfort or pain, okay? Good, good. And your neck. Okay, I can see those bites. I'm just going to do it very gently. Anything causing pain there? Okay, good. Good, good. Obviously the spot right around the bites might be a little sore, but everything around here is okay. Okay, good. And then just your collarbone. Anything feel sore or hurt or anything there? No? Okay. Good. I think structurally we are doing just fine as well. Alright, can you turn your head to the side for me, please? This way. Okay, great. Turn to this side. Alright, and then lift your head up. Good. Bend your head down. Okay, good. Any discomfort with any of that? Great. Can you shrug your shoulders for me? Good. Give me a big smile. All right. Good. Good, good, good. Looks like everything there is doing all right. Now, about your bite marks. They will heal relatively quickly. There's something about a vampire bite that it actually does heal up pretty fast, quicker than your normal wound does. I have a theory that it actually has to do with the chemical composition of a vampire's saliva. It's actually really fascinating. It's a little bit different than ours. I think there's almost sort of a coagulant element to it. You maybe didn't notice it at the time, but most likely, as soon as the bite was done, the bite marks on your neck stopped bleeding. Yeah, it's really fascinating. I'm working on a proposal that I would love for the board to actually look at, where I can voluntarily, of course, take some saliva samples from some of the vampires here and actually study them. You know, it could be a really, really interesting, an interesting study that could actually really help in human healthcare. You know, I mean, imagine if we had something so powerful in an urgent care unit or even in an ambulance, you know, to stop the bleeding or to, you know, help people after surgery or something like that heal faster. The implications are incredible. Anyway, sorry, you didn't come here to hear me ramble about medicine, although I do think it would be really fascinating. Yeah, maybe that's just my doctor urges talking. Anyway, your bite marks, they will heal relatively quickly, but if you would like, I can help you just sort of cover them up before you leave today. We have a few different things that we could do. First of all, these are really fascinating. These are little patches. You can see, almost a little bit hard to see. That's because they're actually like sort of invisible little band-aids. Just these little round circles there. And in the center, they have just a little bit of sort of an antibiotic ointment that you would put on a cut to help it heal. And once you take these off and place them onto a wound and sort of press them down, they're nearly invisible. I mean, pretty much invisible to the naked eye. They are latex-free, hypoallergenic, and of course they work on any skin tone too, which is really cool. So these are just a really nice way. I can just put one of these on each of the bite marks for you on either side, if you would like. Yeah, of course. These are a great little invention. There we are. Just stick that right. There we go. Press too hard, just a little bit there. Is that all right? Okay, good. Get another one here. All right, just put this one over on this side. So you took 2 bites, huh? Your first time. Interesting. Interesting. All right, last one over here. are really great. Yeah, you can hardly see those. You look like you're healing very well, very quickly. That's good. Here we are. All right. Now, if you would like, those patches are pretty much invisible, but of course the actual wound underneath them is not. So, if you'd like, we do have some very good concealer here in lots of different skin tones. So, we should be able to find your match here. We could put a little bit of that on there. Got a little brush that we can sort of cover it up. And then I do have some powder as well that we can do just to really make sure that it's disguised. Or, if you don't want this, we also have a few different scarves that you can wear too. Now, in the future, if you would like to come in and, bring your own scarf, or maybe bring a turtleneck or something like that to wear, or a collar necklace, something like that, you're welcome to do that. But we do also have options here. A few different patterned ones, like this one, or just some solid colored ones too. Just a nice black. We like black around here. Or if you would prefer a nice white as well. So, you can have a scarf to take with you if you'd like, or we can do the makeup, or we can do both. We can cover it with the makeup and you can pick a scarf too. Whatever you would like. Sure, yeah, let me get that for you then. There we go. Let's see which of these. Yeah, that looks like it's about your color. Okay. Let's get some of this. All right, hold nice and still for me, please. There we go. A bit more on the other side. There we are. All right. Just get my concealer blush. This is a brand new one, so don't worry. It's perfectly clean. Just rub that in. There we go. Just pat right there. And you'll hardly be able to see it. Good. Looking very good. Let's do this side over here. There. Just blend that into the surrounding skin. Perfect. Looks good. Now we do also have a little bit of powder here. This is just a nice translucent powder. Just sort of helps to set it in place, and then any sort of shininess from either the concealer or from the little patches, this will help cover that up too. Would you like a little bit of this? Okay. Go. Don't need very much, just a little bit. There. Alright, just a little bit on the other side. Perfect. Yeah, you can hardly see that at all. Excellent. Well, I think that's all that I have for you. Did you have any questions, any concerns, Anything that, any feedback that you'd like to give on how your donation went today? Yeah. That's a question that a lot of people ask. Becoming a vampire is quite a regulated process these days. It didn't used to be like that in the old days. It used to be sort of a free-for-all, but in modern times it's changed quite a lot. You talk with any of the older vampires around here, they'll have lots to say on that. But actually, becoming a new vampire is, it takes some time. First, you become a donor here. You need to be a donor for a little while. And then, if you would like to become a vampire, you need to find a sponsor. A vampire that is willing to turn you. You see, there's this thing called the line of succession with a vampire. Do you know anything about that? A little bit. Okay. Well, basically, just in very simple terms, the longer the line of succession, the weaker the vampire is. It's like it gets diluted a little bit. So like if a very powerful vampire sires another vampire, that vampire is going to be just a little bit weaker than this vampire. And then if this vampire sires another vampire, that one's going to be just a little bit weaker than that one, and weaker than that one. So there's sort of a hierarchy around here. The older vampires are generally seen as more powerful and therefore more desirable to have them be your sponsors. Although they're also much harder to get to be your sponsors because, well, they're very powerful and they're very highly sought after. And I think they really like that, personally. So, often, before one of those vampires becomes your sponsor, there might be certain things that you have to do for them. Certain hoops you have to jump through, different ways you have to prove yourself. All of that kind of thing. And then there's some pretty intensive studying that you have to do as well about sort of the history of vampires, the different regulations that the Vampiric Council has for people. Yeah, it's quite the process. And at any time, your sponsor could change their mind. As you see, when you sire a vampire, you are helping them become a vampire, obviously. But it's quite an intense experience. And many people, right after they're turned, they are pretty insatiable. And oftentimes very young vampires can be unpredictable, very dangerous. So when a vampire decides to sponsor and sire another vampire, not only are they siring you, but they're also taking responsibility for you for the first while before you're a little more mellowed out, I guess. And then if you do anything wrong, they get in trouble too. So it's a big undertaking. Yeah, and there are definitely a lot of vampires here who just will not sire anyone. No one at all. So I guess I can understand. Yeah, usually it's, if someone wants to become a vampire, their sponsor is probably one of their patrons that they've been, donating to for a while. They sort of have built up an understanding with them, a relationship, so to speak. But then sometimes that vampire doesn't want to turn you because they don't want to lose their donor. So there's definitely, it's a process. If it's something that you wanted to look into, actually becoming a vampire, I mean, you're welcome to, of course. I mean, obviously, we're here at the Blood Cafe. If we're a human, it's not for nothing that we're here. But just so you know, it's going to be probably at least a few years years before you actually become a vampire yourself. But you know, the thing is, maybe, yeah, there are some hoops to jump through. You have to wait your turn. You have to sort of pay your dues and all of that. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a few years of work for a lifetime, for multiple lifetimes as an undead vampire. Seems like a pretty decent trade-off to me. Anyway, I won't go into all the details now. You don't need to know all the details now, but yeah, it's a process. Let's just say that. Oh, you know what? Why don't I get your food order before I leave, huh? Let me just write that down and then I can bring that to the kitchen for you, okay? Then they'll bring you your food. So, do you have a chance to look through that menu a little bit? Okay, and what can the chef get for you today? Okay. What would you like with that? Okay. Excellent. Good choice. You know, the chef likes to try new things now and then, but he always keeps a few staples on the menu. That's one of them. It's one of my personal favorites. Yeah, it's good. No, he's human. Yeah. Vampires don't actually eat normal food, human food anymore. So we keep a human chef because a vampire might not necessarily know if what they're cooking is good. And we want our donors to get the best experience possible. Yeah, so human chef, human doctors. Pretty much everyone else is going to be a vampire, probably. Okay. Now, I do have one other thing. This is totally voluntary. You can absolutely tell me no. But after a donation, especially after your first one, we do like to take a sample of someone's blood just to make sure that there aren't any anomalies, no changes to anything. You know, we compare it to the sample that we took when you were here for your medical consultation. Now, it's a very, 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 very small chance that anything has changed or that there would be any difference at all. But we do just like to be extra careful. So you can opt out of that if you would like. Totally fine. Or if you would like, I can take your blood today just as a little sample. Run some tests, make sure that you're A-okay. Yeah? Okay, great. Let me get a new pair of gloves here. Brand new syringe. There we go. All right. All right, and which arm would you like me to take it out of? Okay, sounds good. Do you want me to count down or just do it? Okay. 1, 2, 3, little prick. There we are. Just there. Perfect. That will do it. Put the lid back on there. send that to the lab and they'll just compare it to your other blood sample just to make sure that everything's okay, which I'm sure that it is. Totally sure. Like I said, it's very, very, very unlikely that anything would have changed, but we just like to be thorough. So, any other questions or concerns or anything at all that you need from me? Okay, well, I will go to the kitchen. I will get them your order. They're rather quick about getting food out too. So you are welcome to just rest and hang out here. This room is yours for as long as you need it. It's one of the reasons why we have so many rooms here at the Blood Cafe. You know, they call it a cafe, but with all of the rooms and corridors and everything, it's more like a labyrinth, really. But you are welcome to stay here. They'll bring you your food. You can eat, you can rest, you can nap. Or if you're feeling good, you can just head out once you're done eating too, okay? Totally up to you. And if at any time you need anything else, if you start to feel too woozy or if you need more food, anything at all, you just press that button on the wall right behind you, okay? And I or one of the other staff here will come in and help you. All right? Okay, good. Well, if there's nothing else, then I'll get on to the kitchen and get them your order, okay? Okay. Well, it seems like you did a really good job for your first time. Now, you are officially a donor of the Blood Cafe. I'll see you next time.